everybody, all the bullfighters I talk to and the bull riders love talking about this. So, because those bulls get taken care of better than most people get taken care of. So, what do you think about the whole PETA thing?
Man, I think it's, like they don't know what they're talking about, but at the same time, they don't want to learn.
Yeah.
And it's the same in Brazil. It's here, like they like to point things. Hey, they're doing this and that, but they don't go to ranches where they raise bucking bulls and see how they're treated.
Welcome back, everybody, to the S&S podcast. As always, I am Trevor Swenson. We got Simon Peasley with us. What's up, brother?
What up?
This week, we have a very special guest, everybody, who enjoys, I guess, bullfighting. I'm all about that, right?
Pure savageness is what I would call it.
Tell us who we got, my friend.
We got my man, Lucas Teodoro, two-time PBR, bullfighting finalist, complete machine when it comes to this sport, as far as I can tell, coming all the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil. But it's my understanding that you live in the United States now. That I guess we can segue right into that question, right?
Yeah. Either way, welcome, my friend. It's good to have you.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to be here with y'all too. Thanks for having me.
But just the guest here, the man lives in Texas now, so it's not like he's in Brazil right now. So.
No, I love it. I love that story behind that. Like you really set your mind to something. It really is that level of accomplishment. When you've worked so hard to reach a certain level, and it's brought you all the way to where you are now. It's pretty mind blowing when you think about it.
All right. So let's hear your story, man. Give us some background. What brought you to the States? What got you into the sport? What got you into what you're doing in life?
Well, I pretty much started I met a guy. He was a bullfighter in Brazil, and I was around 13 years old. And I wanted to be a bull rider, and I met this guy that he used to fight bulls, and they had it was pretty much a jackpot every weekend. By the city where I used to live. And one day he just called me, hey, do you want to come and help me? And say, yeah. And, and I started going, but I wasn't that serious, just going. And at a certain point I said, well, that's what I want to do. And then I started taking it serious, and I trained for 3 years going to that place, and then every Sunday. And after I would go and watch my videos and trying to get better, and in 3 years. And then when I was 16, I did my first rodeo as professional back in Brazil. And then I stayed there for 10 or 11 years in Brazil. And I had goals there, and I wanted to be on the biggest events there, rodeos I wanted to be on the PBR Brazil. But right at the beginning, I wanted to come here, but first I wanted to build my name there, be bullfighter with the name there and experience, so I could come to US and start a career here. And that's pretty much what I did. I went to all the events that I wanted to do there. I did, and everything. And then I came to US and I start from the zero,
How old were you? How old were you when you came?
It was at the end of 2012. I think I was 24 or 25.
Wow.
I'm 33 today. So
today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's your birth.
No.
Okay.
Now I'm 33.
You gotta get out the vodka or something like that. That's gonna happen.
That is one thing, though, I was going to point out is when I was trying to do a little research on you, and figure out exactly, who you are and where you're from and your story. And I had no idea that professional bullfighting and riding, especially PBR, is massive in Brazil as well.
It's huge.
Yeah. I started looking up, the platforms and everything, and it's a huge platform over there, just like it is here in the US, maybe, almost equal sized. I was really shocked to see how many people are actually supporting that out there,
I mean,
and if you watch that documentary that they did on Netflix, it's called Fearless. It kind of shows you a little bit about the road in Brazil and everything, and it's pretty cool because it was pretty much about the Brazilian bull riders, like everything they had to go through to be a PBR world champion, and everything. It shows a little bit about the history and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the Brazilians are dominating the ranks right now in the PBR, like an American PBR. It's unbelievable. I forgot even who took first this year. I just know that it was
Jose.
Jose. Like, and I mean, I don't think he took lower than third almost the whole year. Like he crushed.
Yeah.
And I don't know how people's bodies can do that. Which, speaking of, Simon's got a great question about that, about you.
Yeah, I mean, that was something I was curious about. I got two questions. I'm going to start with, probably the most obvious one, and that would be, how many bones have you broken, or not necessarily just broken bones, but injuries have you suffered throughout that? Because you said 13 years old, you were starting to dive into this, and by the time you were 16, you were going full bore, So, like,
yeah.
put a number on it, or talk about how many injuries you've actually sustained over that amount of time, what would you say? Hey everyone, we have some amazing news for you guys. Manscaped is having us give away a huge package that's worth nearly $500. It's in celebration of our new episode with PBR bullfighting champion Lucas Teodoro. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to our YouTube page, and if you're already subscribed, you're already entered.
That's it. We'll pick a winner by February 12th. We wish all of you good luck. Thank you to Manscaped, and subscribe now, everybody.
Well, I would say that I'm pretty lucky, like I haven't had much like major injuries, like I torn a ligament on my knee, but I didn't have to do surgery, like just like a therapy hard, pretty hard. And I was able to rehab. And I had a horn on my leg once, like tore a lot of muscle and stuff. And I had to go like straight to the hospital and had surgery, but with 45 days, I was back working. And this year I broke my arm too, but it wasn't like nothing major, like I've been pretty blessed and lucky, like.
No, not at all.
It's got to boil down to the level of experience, I would think like the more you do it, the better you get at it, the less like susceptible you are to getting super hurt,
I mean, that's the thing. But for you guys though, they're just like WWE. If they don't work every week, they don't get paid. So
yeah,
that's right. Yeah. And like we take a lot of shots, like a lot of hit. So you come home with a lot of bruise, like with your body sore. But there's one thing that I've been learning through the years, like if you go to the gym every day, work out, and get your body, like strong enough that you can take a hit and you're going to be able to still do your job, like, so you got to have some muscle that's going to take that hit, and you're still going to be able to, you'll be sore, but you learn how to deal with that sore, like, and
so what you're saying is I have no fucking chance of ever being a professional. I have zero.
Would eat you alive,
yeah. Well, I was reading online too, and it says they're 1,500 plus pounds.
Oh yeah.
Like that is an unbelievable thing, dude. Just glancing over your Instagram was like blowing my mind. I was just right.
So Simon is a true city boy. So
yes,
he's never been anywhere near the PBR. So when you guys go back out on tour, I am taking this guy to an event.
You have to, yeah.
Because
I'm ready to go.
I told him about the production value, just the production value of when you guys start the events, and they light the entire infield on fire, and it ends up burning down, and it just says PBR and fire. It's the coolest thing.
Sounds
like
amazing.
It's better than like I'm going to use it. Sorry, Will. It's better than a Nickelback concert. Like It's really cool.
That sounds ridiculous.
And the thing is these guys work so hard and they're traveling constantly because, I mean, the PBR, again, I love the guys that are in the office there in Vegas. They're really sweet guys, but they don't know how to route a tour at all. Like, I mean, one day it's in Vegas and then the next day it's in like Pennsylvania and the next week it's back in like California.
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
What's the setup time? Like, I guess that kind of segues me into a question would be, say you have an event coming up in, Los Angeles, are you flying out 2 days before? Are you guys traveling on a Prevo? I'm assuming, maybe you're on a bus and you guys are traveling there. But how early are you there to prepare when for the show? Are you doing 2 shows in one day, or kind of how does all of that wind down?
Pretty much we just do like one show in one day. And like for us bullfighters, I like to be there a day before, because if something happens, I got plenty of time to be there, like if a fly gets delayed or bad weather or something like that. So I like to fly a day before and, like rest pretty good. Next day I wake up and I stretch and like I get myself ready. And I like to go to the arena. If the event starts at 7:30, I like to be there about 4, like 3:30, just get around, get that, that energy and stuff. But the guys that do all the setup and stuff, I think it was in Portland, Oregon 2 years ago. We got there the night before, and then they were having like a basketball game at the same arena the night before, and the next night they had a bull riding, so it's amazing how they work, like all the experience that they have, that they put in all that stuff together.
Well, I think you make a good point too, because you said, I like to get there a day early, and I'm assuming there's a massive amount of like mental preparation that goes in as well as the physical. Like you said, you're taking care of your body, you're working out, you're doing everything. But I mean, there's a mental edge you got to have there too. I'm assuming, to come face to face with a 1,500-pound bull, like multiple during that day. You're not just like diving in like another day at the job.
Yeah, like you get there early, you go and check the dirt in the arena, see how it's gonna feel, like you go look at the bulls and then kind of chat with your buddies a little bit, and kind of hang out. And it's that atmosphere, like you start getting that energy. It's part of the preparation,
What? So to better help explain my co-host here, tell him exactly what you do, because he's not the bull rider. He's the one out there wrangling the bulls back after they come up.
The fighter. Yeah. So you're like straight in the line of it.
Yeah. So he's got like, it's you and 2 other guys, right? It's mostly Shorty, right? Like, and then who else is usually in the ring with you guys?
It's usually like next month, this weekend, it's going to be me, Frank Newsom, and Cody Webster. Okay. We're going to be in Ocala, Florida. Okay. And it's usually 3, I'm
kind of jealous. I'm going to be there in a month from that exact day. So I don't get to go to that. So like, okay. Explain to the viewers and everybody that's going to be watching kind of just what you do. Cause paint a picture of, you got a bull that comes out of the chute, and then what's that?
Well, we start working as soon as the event starts, and we're there all the entire time in the arena. And like as soon as that guy starts preparing himself to get on that bull, like you got to go there and check what kind of rope he's riding, and check, all that stuff. And then you get in your position, and as soon as that gate open, we got to be ready for everything, because there's no game plan, because it can be like a bull that's really mean, and the way he bucks, it's easy for him to hurt guys. Or it can be like a really good bull, but the rider can get his hand hanging on the bull rope. And if that happens, we got to get in there and pull that tail of the rope and get him out of there. So our job is keep the bull rider safe and pretty much everybody in the arena safe.
Well, it's almost like being a responder, like
he is the only responder. Yeah,
you're the only responder. Like beyond that, you're literally putting yourself in the line of fire to make sure this dude can be safe, and come out and see his family, etc. After that, like you guys literally, you're jumping in front of the gun, that's
like I like to like compare like the like firefighters when everybody's running away from the accident or from the wreck, they're going in, and that's pretty much what we do, like everybody's trying to get away from there, and then we were going in there, and
Oh yeah.
get them guys safe.
What are some of the biggest wrecks that you remember? Come on, who wrecked the hardest?
You mean like bull riders?
Yeah, pulling who wrecked, like where they're getting hung up, or somebody got kicked off the back of the bull, or say somebody got gorged up and thrown up in the air, something like that. What's the wrecks that you're?
Man, it's hard to point just to one, because we through the years we see a lot of stuff, but at the same time you see like your buddy get knocked out, and you don't know if he's good or not, but you still got to go and there's another bull coming next. So you cannot let that affect your mind, like you got to be, sometimes you got to forget about it and go back to work and finish that night,
Yo, what's up, guys? Sorry to interrupt you, but before we get back to the show,
make sure you subscribe to our channel right now.
Yes, right now.
We thank you for the support, everybody.
And we're going to get right back to the action.
Have you ever experienced any of the games? Have you ever played poker or done the cash bag grab off the head or any of that stuff? Do you play any of the games?
No, not really. No. My brother, he likes to play poker and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boring.
I'm sorry?
Talking about in the bull ring where they play the games, where you sit in the ring, you sit at the table and play poker.
No, I've never done that.
Yeah,
I've been to some of those in Brazil, helping them, because the guys would sit in the table, and we had to kind of make that bull go to that table, so that's it was funny, when I started going to the because most of them were pretty drunk and stuff,
Yeah.
that's probably doesn't happen.
I was watching the seesaw one the other day online. Dude, those guys are crazy. You got the one guy on each side and then the bulls running up.
I've seen that too. Yeah.
Oh, dude, there's just a level of talent to it that is
talent.
Unreal.
That's not talent. That's
well,
crazy.
There's a level of you've got. Well, I guess that was another question I was going to ask is when did you finally reach a point where you became comfortable around a bull? I know you started at 13. You were kind of really taking it seriously at 16, but there's got to be that initial fear of stepping in front of a bull. What was that something you had to overcome, or where when did you reach an age where it was just like another day at the office? Let's go.
Well, I try not to let myself, too much comfortable, I always remember to do my best, but I think I know what you mean. When I start to feeling good doing that job, and then not when I started, I think when I start going to big events, even back in Brazil, and then all that anxiety and stuff, from when you're starting, all that stuff start calming down, then you start to seeing better the bulls, and seeing the riders better, when they're riding, because you got to have a body language, when they're riding, you got to watch everything that's happening. The rider, the bull, the guys that you're working with, where they're at, because that way you're not on their way, and then kind of respect, because sometimes that's his spot that he's going to work. And I cannot try to be in front of him just to kind of show myself, something. I got to be there to help him and work as a team.
I mean, that's interesting how you put it. And that makes complete sense. It really is a team effort out there between you guys, like you said. And, maybe you're not showing off, like you said, you're there to protect the rider and do everything you guys can do. And that's pretty wild when you think about it.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing when you understand the teamwork, it works really good. And that's why we're there, to do their job, and not to be we know the stars are the riders and the bulls, we know we're very important there too, but we're just there to do your job.
You guys sound like the stars to me, no discredit to the
They're the thankless members of that.
Yeah, it's a serious level of teamwork, like you explained. I just don't see anyone being able to achieve what they're achieving without the entire group effort that's going on there.
Yeah, that's right.
So what are the coolest places that you've gotten to visit through your career? Like arenas or cities or whatever it may be.
Well, I think like being at AT&T Stadium, it's pretty cool. Like first time I walked into the arena, and man, that place is huge. Like and and being in Vegas too. Like that energy that Vegas has. Like when I got to go to my first World Finals, and it was pretty special for me. And being in Vegas with because that's one of the goals that I set when I decided that I wanted to come to US. I said, man, I want to be at the PBR World Finals, and I worked hard for that. At that point, I was like I was an alternate. I was the fifth guy, but Shorty got hurt, so I got to go and replace Shorty. And this year was pretty cool too, because this last year I got to go as one of the four guys. So it was another goal to me, to be one of the four guys, because the way it works at the end of the season, the top 35 bull riders, they vote who they want to go to the finals and protect them.
Wow.
That's what I was going to ask, because how did the fighters, are they ranked? That's what I was wondering.
That is pretty crazy when you explain it like that too. Like those guys are voting you in to help ensure their safety and, potentially.
Yeah.
Man.
But it's like having a pit crew, in NASCAR.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the guys they want on their crew, so that's just going to
Yeah.
They're saying
so.
They're saying that.
And it's an honor for us to be there, like, because talking about bull riding, I think PBR is the highest level. So, so to be there, one of the four guys, to me, it was like, it was cool, like it was pretty neat too. Especially like a year that everything was going crazy, like last year, but I can't complain because it was good for me.
I mean, you guys still did a ton of events last year, mostly in the South, right? I know you guys had the big event in Oklahoma City and a couple others that you guys did, right? I think PBR still did.
Yeah, I did some. I didn't get to go to much because at like I said before, like the four guys, they get to go to more of the big shows. But when you're behind, like last year, I was the fifth guy, so I get to go to velocity deals. So velocity is pretty much the second division of the PBR. So where the guys need to go and ride to make points and go to the big show. And it's pretty much with the bullfighters too, like you start going to the second level, and then you work your way up to the big shows.
I like the Velocity Tour. It's a good tour. Like there's still a lot of good riding in it. It's just
they're growing too. They're pretty good.
Yeah, it's like watching Dana White's Contender Series for like UFC or something. It's guys that are hungry. They want to get up there. Just like you said, when there's other bullfighters there, they're doing the same thing. They're like, hey, we deserve to be up in the big show. We want to get there. We want to, and we're going to do everything it takes. We're going to put ourselves right in the line of fire.
I mean, some of the things. Yeah. The velocity, sorry to interrupt you, but like some of the velocity guys, like it is the PBR riders that go down just to acquire points and velocity just to jump back up and take the lead in the PBR level. Dude. So because the more events, the more points, the more chance you have of winning the world. So
and a lot of events got canceled, like a lot of velocities got canceled last year. But PBR has been working hard, and they were still able to make like the velocity finals. They did a couple events in Casper, Wyoming before the finals. That way it would give a chance for guys to make points, go to the velocity finals. And there's like 4 or 5 spots available on the world finals for the guys from the velocity. So it was a pretty big deal, like a guy could go from the velocity to the world finals and make like 400,000,
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, they have like it's 3 events every year, right? Or the big money ones besides the worlds, right? It's the invitationals.
Yeah, they have the Iron Cowboy, the last cowboy standing. The Iron Cowboy was the one in L.A. The
Irvine.
last cowboy standing, I think it was in Nashville or somewhere. They got like 3 or 4, and they got the Global Cup where they have teams from Brazil, Canada, U.S., Australia, and Mexico.
Yeah, that's the big
and
one.
They
teams points though, right? And they all ride.
Yeah.
Man, what was it like when you're, Trevor mentioned you traveling and being able to go all these cool places like the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where you're just in an iconic building where, so many crazy legends have performed,
Yeah, there's a lot of history there, and my brother, he's a big fan of basketball, and I sent him some pictures, and all that stuff. He was so excited, and I was too, to be on places where so many legends being there and playing basketball and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Hey, music industry, need software?
Prism FM is the only independent, all-in-one solution that helps buyers, promoters, and venues manage everything they do.
From holds all the way through settlement, this software is all-encompassing.
Let's replace error-prone spreadsheets with a secure, mobile-friendly platform.
Teams can manage more with less, eliminating costly redundancies while improving team communication.
Organizations using Prism will be able to recover faster when shows finally come back to life.
Visit prism.fm for more information.
You and your business will not be disappointed. We guarantee it.
Fellas, your balls happy?
Support for Swenson and Bantz is brought to you by Manscaped.
The best in men's below-the-waist grooming.
Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
This stuff has some sick features.
The waterproof technology allows you to groom in the shower.
One of the coolest features is the LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for closer and more precise trimming.
Let's get that bush and tush clean.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BUYIT at manscaped.com.
Make your testes their bestie.
Your balls and your partner will gladly thank you.
Oh yeah.
Agent Live 360, the world's first and only publicly offered CRM software designed specifically for sports agents.
AL360 is an incredible state-of-the-art software that does everything from keeping track of clients, professional, and college teams, to even company finances and client return on investment.
This system does it all. Visit agentlive360.com for full details.
Go check it out.
Any crazy tour stories while you're out on the road? Come on, give us something funny. Come on, you prank people. Show some pranks out there. Because believe me, all the riders I know, you guys are pranking the hell out of each other all the time, man.
Oh, I'm sure it's good.
Man, I think, like nothing crazy, like there's like funny stories, like one of them last year in October. We're coming back from Casper, Wyoming, and we just left, like in Wyoming, there's not many gas stations on the road. And there was me and 2 buddies. We were just, talking. And man, when I was out of diesel on my truck, and I just had to pull over. And then a guy just stopped by and he took me to the gas station and got some diesel, it was pretty funny, like it kind of got us late on the road too. And then later we found out that here in US, sometimes you get out of the fuel, and if the police or somebody stops by, you get fined or something like that, and we didn't even know that, and so
I don't know if you can get a fine. I know you can call AAA and they'll bring you gas.
They'll pretty much fine your ass for anything here.
Yeah, stupid cops.
Yeah, they'll do anything they can. They'll be like, no, this is $65.
Yeah.
So other than bull riding, how long have you lived in Texas?
I've been here the first 2 years. I was back and forth because I didn't have enough work here, so I'll come and stay 4 or 5 months and go back to Brazil and work. And then in 2015, I decided to come and stay here. So it's been like living in here full time. It's been 5 years.
All right.
But yeah, from like being back and forth, it's been like 7, 8 years.
Did you already have a family in Brazil? Or because, I noticed you have a beautiful young family. Was that something you started here in the U.S.? Or, did someone come over from Brazil with you? And
no, me and my wife, we dated, now it's been 11 years we're together. So we were together before, and then I came first and got everything, like situated so she could come with me. And because, like when you decide that you want to stay here, you got to work on your visa and get like a certain type of visa that you can come and stay longer, and you can work and then do stuff. So she came with me in 2016, and then she got pregnant. We have a 2-year-old son, and now we're expecting a little girl. And
Congratulations.
Congrats, man.
thank you. Yeah. It's going to be here on June this year.
Oh, nice.
That's
Coming up.
crazy. I mean, I admire
Yeah.
the story. That's hard work and dedication right there, man. That's true love too, I think,
Coming out of Brazil.
Yeah, it is, especially for her, like, because she's here with me living my dream. It wasn't her dream to come here and live in another country. So I give a lot of credit to her too for doing that.
Are you guys adapting well? Like, is it? I mean, I lived in Texas for a while. I lived by outside of Amarillo. I also lived in Odessa, if you can believe that. But like, I mean, are the people good here? In the state of Texas for you guys, or I have no idea. I mean, you guys live kind of
Yeah.
or work.
Like I have been a lot of good people in my life here, and like, and to me, it was always a dream to come to U.S. and live in here, like I always wanted to come out here. And so I really like, for her at the beginning, it was kind of hard because she was so attached to her family. Mm-hmm. And I am too, but I was always traveling in Brazil, and there's times that I would be like a month going to places and not coming back, so that doesn't mean I doesn't love my family, but like I know how to deal better. But now she's getting better with that, and liking too, because we can give a better future for our family here than we can in Brazil, so.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, dude, that's an emotional story, man. I appreciate you sharing. That is really cool. That's I feel like you're really authentic about that, and it's not easy, dude, and it's like there's people like me that are complaining about the way things are going for them right now, so
that's right.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate your sincerity, and congratulations. We're happy to have you guys here. That's for sure.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here too.
That's good, man. Shifting gears again, I noticed you got the patch on the shirt. Are you actually sponsored by somebody?
No, this is kind of shirts that they give to us. This is the U.S. Border Patrol, and they sponsor the bullfighters at the PBR.
Okay.
So, and I got some people, like that help me out there's a place here in Decatur, FitWise, sports medicine, like they take good care of us, like it's a nice facility. And there's some other companies, like American Hat. There's a CBD company that I start taking a CBD that helps with there's a lot of beneficial things, like it helps with your body being sore and that kind of stuff, and then sleeping better, and Orange Pesto.
Love CBD, but we're from California, so
yeah.
Definitely one of those things that I felt like went overlooked, because I noticed there is a lot of people, in not just your industry, but all kind of physically demanding sports and athletes around the world, where they are in that position where they're like, hey, we love CBD, it helps us. And I think seems like it's had nothing but a positive impact, on people that are athletes and in that situation.
I love CBD. Takes that inflammation.
Yeah.
Easily.
It's a good stuff, it's natural, it's better than taking Advil and stuff, like, cause if you take it every day, you got in your system, and like, even for bull riders, they suffer a lot of concussion and stuff. And that helps a lot with your brain to, rehab and stuff.
Yeah, it just takes a natural swelling out of your body. So if you have a concussion, and hopefully it'll improve the bruise on your brain when you have the concussion. So, you ever been kicked hard enough to get a concussion?
Man, I got some, like once in Brazil, I had a bull knock me on the chin here,
Yeah.
like with the horn. And it was pretty rough, like, cause like that, like I couldn't remember much right after, like but we take some hits sometimes and you get a little bit, but I never had any really bad one,
Yeah.
Is there specific bulls that you work with where, you're kind of like, oh, fuck, I don't like this bull. I know this guy's out of control, Does that ever happen where it's, reoccurring bulls and you're just like, oh, here we go?
Yeah, there's some bulls that, they can be a problem, like, and sometimes the style that rider that's getting on him, and you kind of say, man, that might be a wreck coming. So, that's kind of stuff that we always talk between us, hey, be ready. This guy, he gets hang up a lot because the way, like, there's two types of bull ropes that they ride. There's an American rope where, like, they pull it the same side from their hands, so they have to get off from that side, their hand, the side from where that pulls. Yeah. But if that bull it's spinning on his hand, there's no way for him to get off inside of the spin. So we got to get in there and prepare that bull, kind of line him out so that guy can get off safe too, So we pretty much work when there's a wreck or there's not a wreck, if he rides 8 seconds or not, we're working the whole time, and sometimes there's bulls that you say, hey, we gotta be ready because there might be a wreck coming.
That's pretty crazy when you think about it, though. You actually, there's real mechanics to that situation where you have to actually consider things like you just said, like, oh shit, we got to switch the direction of this bull because otherwise this dude's going for a ride, I
mean, these guys are they're driving the bulls. Because and then once it throws the rider or the rider jumps off, they got to push that thing back into the gates.
Yeah, that's wild.
And I said just about the American rope, but there's the Brazilian rope where, like, they pull it from here, from the other side. So it makes them hang a little less, and then today there's a lot of American guys riding with the Brazilian rope, so.
Do they tell you beforehand, or do they let you know, hey, this guy's, he's got an American rope wrap or he's got a Brazilian, or do you guys eyeball that and figure it out?
No, we got to, that's, like when they start to getting ready, we pretty much go there and check what kind of rope they're riding, like which way we got to work on that bull or not, and I was communicating with our partners, working but you got to go there and look at it, so that's why you got to be concentrated the whole time, on what's going on in there. So you cannot be, like looking things outside the arena, there's a lot of distractive things going on outside, but you got to be focused on what's going on inside to do your job 100%.
So other than bull riding, what have you been doing during the pandemic? Like, family stuff, or are you getting out doing something like a side hustle, or what else you got going on besides riding or wrangling up bulls?
Well, I spend a lot of time with my family, and try to stay with my son as much as I can, and like playing with him and stuff. But I like riding horses a lot, and doing some stuff outside,
Are you ranch handing, or what are you doing while you're home?
Yeah, I ride some horses for a person here, so I kind of, get him ready and break some coats and stuff, and do some little bit of work on the side.
It's funny you say that because I was telling Trevor the other day when we were hanging out, my mom actually has a couple horses as well, and she's really passionate about it. One is a Mustang that she rescued. So it's
really
Mustang, so you can't ride her, but I mean, she's a beautiful horse. She has a curly mane.
I bet you money he could ride her.
You definitely could probably ride her, but she's a beautiful horse. She's got like the curly mane, and then there's another horse that my mom has that she rides as well. But one thing I've learned over my mom's kind of tenure of owning horses is they truly are massive dogs. They're almost smarter than dogs. They build this connection with you where they just know you one-on-one, and it's really unique experience because they're such large, intimidating animals. I'm sure similar to a bull, but I feel like with the horse, you're just able to connect with them on a whole other level. If they don't like you, they let you know, and if they do like you, then you're in good business.
Yeah, and it's nice because like a lot of horses, you got to ride in and feel it. Like it's not something that you're going to tell it. Like you can tell somebody, hey, you got to do this and that. But if that person doesn't get on a horse and feel that horse, because they're all different, some of them, you got to work them a little harder. And some of them, you got to, make them slow down a little bit. So they all have different personalities, it's a kind of therapy to me, like I go out and work horses. It's a passion, I really enjoy it too.
I love that.
Speaking of enjoyment, what kind of music you rocking these days?
Man, I listen to a lot of Christian music, like a lot of songs that I like. But when I'm working out and or if I'm going to before the event and stuff, I like some rock and roll, like Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, and that kind of stuff,
Little pump up music, dude.
Like
get you ready. Get you.
Yeah. But I'm pretty open. I listen to some Brazilian music too, but I try to stick with the English so that way, like you're learning and getting my English better too when I'm listening to the musics.
Some of that Portuguese stuff is really good though. You guys got Soulfly that came out of there. You got Project 40.
I've done some Soulfly shows too. I actually have, and they are an amazing band and rock insanely hard.
Yeah, I love me some Soulfly. So that's probably one of your more famous metal bands come out of Brazil. I don't know if you're a fan of the really heavy stuff. So
what is the name?
Soulfly, or not Soulfly? Sorry, it's not Soulfly. I'm so stupid. Sepultura.
Sepultura.
Oh yeah, I know.
Soulfly,
but I do love
Soulfly. It's kind of heavy metal, right?
Yeah, very heavy.
Yeah,
like 80s heavy. Like you were born, But it's.
I was born in the 80s. Okay,
you're a baby. Get out of here. So he's probably the youngest one on the call, and I'm probably the oldest.
I'm getting there. We're pretty close. Me and him are pretty close. We're pretty close.
How old are you?
I just turned 31.
Okay, and you, Trevor?
I turned 40 in a month, so I'm old as hell, man. It's time to retire for me.
He can still claim 30. How old are you officially? 33, you said?
Yeah,
okay.
33.
That kind of actually, this is another just side question I had in the back of my head. What is is there a time where you think maybe you're done with bullfighting? What is there a career length? How some athletes reach a certain age and they're like, okay, I'm done. But it sounds like throughout your career, you've taken really good care of your body and you haven't really endured a lot of injuries. So you can keep going for a while, right?
Yeah. There's no game plan, like I want to do my best to keep, just be on the, working with the best guys. Because Frank Newsom, he's 45 or 46, and man, he's
Shorty's
he's
for sure.
Right? I think Shorty's 40 maybe.
He's he's been doing it for like ever.
That's good news.
Yeah,
that sounds like good news for you. There's a level of longevity there as long as you're intelligent and good at what you do. You could.
Yeah, it's all about taking care of your body. Working out, eating right, sleeping good, like all that kind of stuff. At long the years, it make a big difference, because if I, like today, when I don't sleep good, like when I was 18 or 20, I would feel good, but today, it's not the same. So I think it's all about, taking care of it.
Put that pizza away anymore. Getting older, man.
Yeah.
Have you been?
That's some.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go.
That's something hard for me because I love to eat, man, and I have to, always be on a diet and stuff because I like to feel like light when I go to work, and be in good shape. So,
Yeah.
that's hard.
You live in the state of barbecue too, man. You got to pass up that brisket all the time, and
Yeah.
he cooked up this slamming brisket tonight, or was it a brisket?
Well, I guess technically it was a tri-tip, so it was a small cut, But usually, I feel like when you bring up tri-tip to real barbecue people or true Texans like yourself, they're like, tri-tip, what the fuck is
it's
that?
a California thing.
Like,
they don't
no,
call
bro.
it tri-tip outside of
No,
California.
they do the straight, the massive 12-hour smokes.
It's
of
a
the
brisket. It's a brisket.
It's a mini.
Yeah.
You probably.
I like beef ribs a lot too. Like smoked beef ribs. Yeah, that stuff's good.
You walk up and he's got this big old smoker sitting on the front of his house, and I'm like, "What is this?"
He's like,
I'm just making a little smoke, a little tri-tip. Man, you're crazy. Making good music is hard, but marketing your music shouldn't be. It's simple.
Simple was born out of the idea of wanting to help musicians and industry professionals better navigate the modern music industry.
Whether you're an artist, band, manager, or record owner, Simple has a solution for you.
They offer Facebook and Instagram ads management services, Spotify growth, content marketing consultations, and so much more.
Visit their website at oddlysimple.xyz. That's SIMPL, no E, .xyz.
No E. Go check it out.
Thanks. From home studio to your office, your gear performs better in an acoustic-treated room. It's not your gear, it's the room.
RLX Acoustics creates professionally tested products that's not some knockoff mattress foam. RLX provides free knowledge and support so that you can properly enhance your acoustics.
Use code Swenson and Bance in all caps at rlx.com for 10% off your entire order.
The #1 brand in acoustics, providing you trusted solutions for over 40 years.
If it works for us, it's going to work for you.
Make sure to go to rlx.com. That's AURALEX.com. Cat clothing for all the cat lovers in us.
Visit catclothing.net for their full line of cat-inspired clothes.
Hoodies, shirts, tanks, shorts, and even fitness gear are now fully in stock for the fall and winter season.
Again, visit catclothing.net today. Check it out. Thanks, everybody.
Meow, meow.
Hey, everybody, it's Trevor and Adam.
We want you to check out Dynamic Talent International, the boutique booking agency with a personal attention to their clients' needs.
From music talent, seminars, podcasts, and YouTube, DTI represents a wide range of incredible clients.
Visit dynamictalentint.com for a full roster list and contact information. Go check it out.
Have you been able to practice at all during this? Obviously, I know you've done some shows, but what is practice like in the first place for your guys' sport? How do you prepare yourself if you can only be in the actual the arena itself? How do you practice?
Well, I try to go where I live at. There's a lot of the Brazilian bull riders that live around here, and some of them, they have their own practice pens at their house, and their own bulls. So pretty much when they're gonna practice, I'll go there, and at the same time I'm helping them, I'm practicing myself, and I'm getting around bulls and get that timing right, and get that contact with the animal. So when you get to the event, you're feeling good.
You're a little more comfortable. Yeah. All right.
That's right. Yeah.
That's cool. You're getting in all kinds of practice and stuff. I mean, you're in Texas, man. There's all kinds of stuff to do down there when there's not much.
That's right.
This seems so crazy to me.
What do you think of all this lockdown stuff? You approve or disapprove? Let's get into the political aspect of you.
Man, I honestly, I disapprove because I think people, people got to go out and, they make you stay home, and there's a lot of good bacteria that helps our body to protect our immune system, and then you stay home, and when they open up and you go out, you're going to get sick. Yep. So, that's, I got the virus right when it started, and I didn't get really sick, but I know it can be bad for some people. but same way that the flu can be bad. Like I got the flu last year and I was sick for 3 days bad.
Are you gonna
like, I'm sorry?
Are you gonna get the vaccine?
Man, if I don't have to, I won't.
I'm in dude. I don't think they'll ever give it to us. If the healthcare workers keep taking it, hopefully we don't.
It's just gonna be like going to Brazil though, like because he can relate to this. If you go international like that, they're gonna make you carry the card. If you get on a plane in America, they're gonna make you say you have to be vaccinated to get on this plane.
Yeah, I hope they don't, but if they make it, I probably will. Because it's gonna, if you don't take it and then they start making those kind of stuff, it's gonna be a pain to travel and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to do whatever's safest for everyone. Whatever they decide, I'll leave it to the powers that be. It's like I'm not a doctor, but whatever is going to be the safest, that's the route I'm down to go.
Yeah, and like I really hope that the vaccine works good. And start saving people. Like it, so we can go back to.
There'll be zombies everywhere, man. It's gonna be great. Everybody's gonna be just out.
Yeah.
My fiance is getting it this week, I think.
It's like 2 stages though, isn't it?
You got to get the first, then you get a booster
like a few weeks later or something like that.
So, but that's if they don't do what they've been doing with it, like leaving them out and letting them go bad and all that kind of stuff. And the people back in Wisconsin, where they're sabotaging it and taking them out purposely so people can't get it. It's going to be a fun ride to watch this one. So
yeah, it's crazy.
I was going to just ask one more question is, how do you think 2021 is going to land for PBR, professional bull riding? Because I know there's a lot of people out there. It's a massive sport. It's followed in-depthly. Obviously you have tons of Instagram followers. People are curious about this and what's going on with you guys. And I'm wondering, is it going to be a big year for PBR?
And I think it's a hard question, and what I know from now, like they're like the first 6 events, they're going to do like outdoors, and so that's why they're going to do like the 3 first ones. They're going to do in Florida where the weather's not, it's kind of warmer,
Mm-hmm.
So we're having the first one in Ocala, Florida, then Arcadia, and then Okeechobee. They're like 3 weeks, and then they go to Texas. If I'm not wrong, it goes to Del Rio, Pecos, and Longview, and that's pretty much what we know from now. And they're working really hard to make things going.
Yeah, I mean everybody's got to get back to work, man. It's just it's. Problem is just getting all the people in the stands to make sure that it can go. The NFL's clearly doing it because half the games the stadiums are packed. Half the games there's not one single person in there. So
yeah, but they still gonna have like a half, I think half capacity of people in the arena, so they still can have some fans, but it's gonna be on the TV, so whoever cannot go will be able to watch it on the TV.
You're talking about PBR, so it'll be on CBS, right? I think it's on CBS.
Yeah. Yeah, CBS, yeah.
And people need the live entertainment. I think people really are reaching that point where, if anything, based on the pandemic and everything going on, it's like people need some form of entertainment, something to do. You want people to stay at home. You want them to, follow the rules. Then it's like, let's try and get them a little bit of live sports here.
Well, and another thing that there's a lot of depression going on, like a lot of suicide, because people, you think about like some old people, like they can't see their families, like they get depressed, like, and I think there's too much stuff going on more than the pandemic, like there's more than just the virus. Like I said, I know the virus it can be like bad, but I think there's other things going on that really bad too,
I agree, man. There's definitely some alternative stuff going on in life.
So I'm going to ask a really hard question. All right. So what's your take on the whole PETA thing with the bulls? Everybody, all the bullfighters I talk to and the bull riders love talking about this. So, cause those bulls get taken care of better than most people get taken care of. So what do you think about the whole PETA thing?
Man, I think it's, like they don't know what they're talking about. but at the same time, they don't want to learn.
Yeah.
And it's the same in Brazil. It's here, you know, like they like to point things. Hey, they're doing this and that, but they don't go to ranches where they raise bucking bulls and see how they're treated, you know. And a lot of those bulls could go to a slaughterhouse and be somebody's stable, you know, like, but they're gonna have a life where they're gonna, after they're done bucking, they're gonna use them for genetics and stuff, you know, and they're probably gonna die on the ranch.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna live.
There's a lot of.
I mean, those bulls get fed the best food. They get worked out almost every single day. You know, the worst thing to do is they get their nuts tied up for about 8 seconds. That's about it. So
It's not really that, you know, because if you look there's a really good picture that goes on the internet sometimes of airtime, and he's bucking, and, you know, like that flank, it's like this forward to his nuts. So his nuts are completely free, you know, there's nothing tying on him, you know, and so there's a lot of I don't know how to explain, but a lot of things that are not true going on, you know.
Yeah,
misconceptions of it. Yeah.
Misconception.
Yeah.
I was literally looking at your Instagram page, and it was blowing my mind. You know, I was looking at the videos, and I was just like, "Wow, this is an unreal thing to do for a living."
Dude, I'm so taking you to an event.
Oh, I gotta go now, dude.
Because they'll have it at Golden One, and we'll call it James, of course. But then like they had it in Oakland. They had the Velocity Tour that hit Oakland, and I went out to that because Andrew and a couple other guys were riding that night, and like. Dude,
when was it?
2019.
Okay, I don't think I went to Oakland 19. I went 2 years in a row.
You went to Indy?
I think it was 19. I went 18 and 19.
To Oakland.
Yeah.
Oh, you might have been in there running.
Yeah.
But dude, it goes off hard. I'm telling you, it's like a rock concert. It's awesome. It's great. And the thing is, it's never ending bulls the whole time. Like if you go to a rodeo, you know, you've got wrangling, you've got, you know, your bull riders can do a couple of the shows. You've got rope, you've got barrels, you got all this stuff. But you go to the PBR stuff, man. It's just bull
ride.
Great, man.
It's unreal, dude. And like you said, you know, not to just like sweep the other subject under the rug, but like they are treating these animals, you know, extremely well. These people take very good care of them. There's relationships that the handlers, you know, build with them, and they're obviously surrounded by professionals. You know, they've got you guys out there, they've got the riders out there. It's a really unique situation, and it's able to bring a lot of entertainment to people. And I feel like the bulls get to live an amazing life, and it's crazy. It still blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's just like a horse, you know, like the horse that is really good is very expensive, you know, like, and whoever owns him gonna take the best care, you know. That's pretty much with the bulls. Mm-hmm. You know, like there's some bulls, they got their own place on the trailer, you know, like they go separated from the other bulls, you know, like, and they get like clear shavings when they're gonna travel, you know, they get there early, they're gonna rest one day or two. They're gonna get fed like the best grain and hay and stuff, you know, and so.
Yeah. Plus, they have temperament things too. Like if you have a bull that's too dangerous, they pull them out anyways. Then there's no danger to anybody. If the bull's a danger to itself, along with the riders, they just pull them out and they don't use them anymore. So.
Well, and they're almost like peak health, like you said. You know, like they're at peak health, just like the bullfighters and the riders. You know, it's a whole circle of everyone's kind of. You know, everyone's got to be in the same boat, and everyone's got to work together to actually perform and you know, give the people what they want.
Make that show, yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, I'm so excited that he's so excited about this. Like,
that's cool, man. You got to go to one.
Never really did the whole thing with the bull riding. I'm like, dude, we're gonna have a bullfight. Like the 2-time, you know, champion bullfighter's gonna be on. He's like, what? Okay, cool. I gotta check this out. And like,
yeah, I was stoked. I was like, I'm gonna dive into this. I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. I know it takes a special breed of character. You know, like how many people in your family, you know, were just like, you're crazy. So, you know, they're like, are you serious? This is what you want to do? You know, you're wild. Don't do that. You know, was your mom or anyone ever like that? Ever just like, hey, don't do
Oh, yeah. At the beginning, my mom, she didn't want it, you know, and my dad, she didn't really want it, but he was like, okay. But my mom, every time, and she never went to watch me, and I don't think she ever will because she gets so nervous and stuff, but at certain point, she, she understand that this is what I wanted to do. So today, what she does, she just prays for me, like that's her, what she can do.
Cool. She's doing her part,
That's right. Yeah.
When's the last time you made it home or you're from Sao Paulo, right?
Yeah, I'm not, because there's Sao Paulo State and Sao Paulo City.
Yeah.
So I'm like 2 hours from the big city.
Okay.
I'm more on the countryside, and the city where I came from, it's famous by the coffee. We grow pretty good coffee there.
Okay.
So that's pretty much my whole family business, like my dad and my brother, and they're like I don't know if this is the right word. They're like a broker where they buy from the farmers and sell to the big companies.
Correct. Yep.
And my brother, he has his own roaster brand coffee. Like it's pretty good coffee.
I love good coffee, so
yeah, we'll have to link up on that for
I was
sure.
gonna say, if we get our hands on some
'cause I'm
Brazilian
all
beans,
about
dude.
that. I mean, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I think I have to go back down to Brazil next month if they.
I would love it. I would love it.
I actually have to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I need to send y'all some. It's
Bring it on.
good.
We'll plug your whole
let's
family's
set it up.
coffee for sure.
Yeah.
Plugs. We're kind of coming to the whole end of this thing. We've loved having you on. Is there anything that you want to plug on this that you want to mention to people? Any inspiration you want to throw out? Throw it out, man. Let's hear it.
Man, I don't know. Just like a little bit about my story, like from a guy that came from a different country, like, I was able to reach some of my goals, and here in US. And I just would say that anybody or whatever they do, like just believe themselves, like, and put the work. Don't sit at home and then think that things gonna happen. You gotta put the hard work, and be positive all the time, and especially these days that we're living with pandemic and stuff. Like, don't panic. Just, like, you gotta keep your faith and whatever. Just keep working.
Man, that's great. You're an absolute inspiration, my friend. Like, it's been fantastic having you on the show. You got to come back again because this was great.
I sure will. Yeah, and I hope to see y'all at the PBR. Like, and then
we'll come to the Worlds if you're going, man. We'll see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be the two idiots there with the big yards of tequila and just like.
I'm gonna have a Lucas Teodoro shirt, bro.
There you go.
Just rock that shirt. It'll be awesome.
And it's at Lucas Bullfighter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not.
Yeah, it's
like people
at Lucas Bullfighter.
Nice. You got anything else? You got YouTube or any other stuff, or just straight up you're an Instagram?
I got a Facebook page. It's Lucas Teodoro Professional Bullfighter.
Nice.
And,
Spam the heck out of this guy. Go follow up.
Sure,
man. He's got some cool pictures up there for sure.
I'm clicking follow. Just the videos alone, like seriously. Bullfighter. If you want to have your mind blown, I highly suggest checking it out.
Cool. Well, it's been fun, man. You have a good night, and we appreciate you having on, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Like, it was a pleasure. It's nice meeting you guys.
Yeah, you too. All right, everybody, take care. It's been great. See ya.
All right, brother.
All right, see ya.
All right.